Okay, we're gonna take a few minutes here and discuss what fibromyalgia feels like.
Exactly.
Okay, so we try to address issues that we see that people are interested in. Specifically, fibromyalgia is kind of a unique situation in which a lot of people even have difficulty kind of describing what it is. When I'm interviewing patients who come in here for it, I almost have to walk them through and say, well, what do you feel? Do you have sensitivity? Well, I don't know. I have it. I don't know if I have it or whatever. I'll say like, well, if your boyfriend or your husband, holds you, is that something like, oh man, I hate it. I can't touch him, and so on and so forth. And so, but apparently a lot of people are wondering what it feels like, probably to figure out whether they think they have it or not.
Well, and possibly loved ones are searching for it too, to say, what does it actually feel like? Because
Okay.
so commonly, as you're saying, for the fibromyalgia patient, it's hard to really articulate what the sensations are. Lots of times there's severe pain. There may be burning sensations that you're having a hard time describing to a loved one.
Yeah.
The pain with pressure, your clothes hurt when they're on you, you're fatigued, you're exhausted. That is how it feels, and lots of times we get husbands or boyfriends, basically, not to be stereotypical, but who will say, well, are they really feeling that pain, and are
Right.
they really suffering, or is she
Okay.
just making this up? And commonly, that is what we run into.
Yeah,
And
because
no, they are not making it up, and
they're
we
not
have
making it up.
hardcore studies to demonstrate that.
Well, more than that, we treat fibromyalgia, and if you do evaluation on these folks,
Yeah.
I mean, there are findings that a fibromyalgia patient just
Right.
can't think.
Exactly.
But and I've experienced that. Yeah, I got a pneumonia several years ago, and I ended up having a difficult time getting over it, and I must say, even my wife probably had a hard time with it, because what ultimately happened is it morphed into an autoimmune condition, which if you have fibromyalgia or if your loved one has fibromyalgia, I will tell you there's an autoimmune component tied to it, among other things. But I know myself, I developed fibromyalgia and peripheral neuropathy. We just did a little clip on. Well, we actually just did. Yeah, we did a little clip here on how they're related, and how a lot of times fibro patients will get pain in their feet, and people have peripheral neuropathy will get fibromyalgia. You can look that up. But I know for me it was an odd thing. I started to get the super sensitivity, and I started to get where I would put my T-shirt on, and all of a sudden I would go, wow, this is kind of almost felt like, I almost want to feel like a light sunburn in the beginning, or even sometimes like when you're just about to get the flu, and you get that tingling all over your body. I never got it to the point where it was as severe as some patients have it, but it would come and go. And then there were times when I guess there were times when it would be pretty bad, because I would say to my wife, I would say, I can't explain understand, I would never miss a day of work up until this occurred. And there were mornings where, I mean, I'd struggle to get out of bed, and she'd say, what's wrong? And I'd say, I can't explain it. I would just say, it's weird. It's like every fiber of my being is hurting right now. And I mean, really, that was the best description I could give of it, as opposed, because for those of you who have it, maybe it's more distinct for you. I didn't have the burning that some people get, but I would get this feeling, and now I'm talking about it. I'm putting my attention. I'm getting a little teeny bit right now. Okay, but for me, it's full body. It doesn't particularly move around. For some people, it moves around. For some people, it'll be in their back. Some people, it'll be in their arms. It'll be in their legs. It'll be in their thigh. Oh, first it's over here, then it's over there. So it's funny. I'm thinking about this, and for me, it was even a hard pain to describe. But just know, if you have abnormal pain, if you have abnormal pain, and it's moving from one part of your body to the other part of your body. Oh, another thing is you may have good days. You may have good days, and all of a sudden you don't have any pain. And then suddenly maybe you have a long day at work, or maybe you have a stressful situation occur, and there's a number of things that can set it off. Or you have a good day, and you decide, I'm going to go do a bunch of stuff that I haven't been able to do for the last 3 days because I was hurting and my energy was on. And then you go do that, and you kind of crash. Then my symptoms would come back a lot worse. It's a wide variety of symptoms. I know it affected my hands a little bit, as to whether I could close my hands properly, and it really affected my feet and my almost up to my knees, which I ultimately found out once Dr. Gates came along and evaluated me, was a case of peripheral neuropathy, which we're now finding can happen in conjunction with fibromyalgia. But those are some of the symptoms. I guess one of the points I would like to make is it's actually a problem of your nervous system as opposed to muscles. That makes sense to me because muscular pain is usually kind of an achy pain, and we call fibromyalgia, by the way, means pain in your muscle fibers. Well, guess what? Not a whole lot. People come in with achy pain, but most people come in with it's like sensitive.
Right.
It's burning. Don't touch me. Oh my God, if somebody touches me, it hurts so much, and those types of things. So if you find yourself thinking that, because I was just thinking through it as opposed to what did I really think, that like in terms of a patient, what did I really think? That's what I really thought. Like, what is it? I ache and I did ache everywhere, but then I would get this sensitivity, this mild to moderate sensitivity. I would get, and then I think that affects your muscles and other things. But it's just kind of a general. If you have this kind of general ill feeling and you get a check and it's not a virus, it's not a pneumonia, it's not something like that. That may be what you are experiencing. I don't particularly feel like I got headaches from it or anything along those lines. And
they can occur.
But yeah, I mean, I didn't have that, but they can occur. And so, and it's part of the challenge of diagnosing it, that vagueness. When in functional medicine, when we start seeing people who have symptoms everywhere, and they come and they go, and they've been to a lot of doctors, and the doctors can't figure it out, and they're taking medication, and the medication makes them worse, or it works for a while and doesn't get better, or they're taking a bag of supplements and it's making them worse or it's not helping them. We start thinking in terms of two things. We start thinking in terms of autoimmune problems, and we start thinking in terms of fibromyalgia.
Right.
So those might be a few clinical pearls that go beyond how it feels for those of you who are kind of interested if you or a loved one of yours may actually be experiencing this phenomenon.
And you're a certified functional medicine practitioner. That's a big part of what we do. You can find it on our website relative to what functional medicine is. I'm a board certified chiropractic neurologist.
I'm told it's on the bottom.
I know, but I think it's sometimes good to go into it
so
people can really understand what those things mean. And it's on our website. You can get more information on us at powerhealthtalk.com. And we have many other videos on fibromyalgia and the nuances of fibromyalgia on there as well. Anything else you want to say?
No.
Okay. Thank you for watching.